Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Cambridge RTG. We have a game in hand on a couple of sides above us in the league, and we're trying to get ourselves back towards those playoff spots, which we can do. Should we win said game in hand, will take us to 32, which will put us 4 points off the playoffs. Obviously, this is our first season at this level still, so not necessarily expecting to win that game in hand, nor challenge for the playoffs long term this season, but we'll give it our damnedest best shot. Bristol City, Coventry, Birmingham and Stoke today. Birmingham are currently the lowest ranked of all the sides that we're about to play today. So that will be the one that we sim. We'll play Bristol City at home and Coventry at home, sim Birmingham away, and then we'll go and try and do it on a rainy Saturday afternoon in Stoke. It's December, so it will probably be rainy. And then tomorrow will be Cardiff, Derby and Middlesbrough as we look to then push into the January transfer window, where initially we're not planning on doing much other than selling, as we already have agreed, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson to get him out to fund some contracts, basically, for the rest of the squad. I'll wait and see if anyone bids for any of our players. We are now certainly of the standard of a top-end championship, if not lower-end Premier League 11, squad-wise. Squad-wise, there's still some growth to be made there. As you can see, we've still got Warman on the bench. Brian is 72, Shedler, Burke 71. The depth could do with some improvement, but that's obviously going to come in time. I might try and get Kirk Falconer a loan move if I can, and try and perhaps loan in someone myself. But we'll wait and see what happens throughout the course of the episode. The FA Cup will be drawn for the month of January. Of course, being in the Championship in England, or just being in the top two divisions in England, mean that you join the FA Cup at the third round, whereas the League One, League Two, and in real life, non-league sides are involved in the first two rounds. In fact, the non-league sides are involved in 4 separate qualifying rounds as well prior to the first round, which is where the League 1 and 2 sides come in. In FIFA, if you're in League 1 and 2, you only go in... The FA Cup starts at the second round because it doesn't have non-league teams in it, and there aren't enough to fill the roster for both the first round and the second round. But regardless, let's crack on, shall we, and tackle the Championship. Bristol City to start, then Coventry, who are currently sat just with us there in 8th in the table. Bristol City are in 14th. Stoke are in 13th. So this is actually Bristol City's game in hand as well. So this will be our game in hand. And should we win it, we could, for the time being, only go above Coventry. But fingers crossed, we can actually win it and then continue that vein of form. In fact, our form recently, 2 episodes ago, I was rubbish. Yesterday, not bad. 3 wins from 4. We'll try and carry that on today, wearing the changed third strip here rather than the away kit for the first time in a little while. Hopefully it can bring us a little bit of luck. I'm not looking to change anything with my starting lineup, although we will look to ensure that Birmingham City are starting with their strongest 11 available to them. I was going to say, I think their away kit is black, so we'll elect to not use that. Please do drop the video a like, of course, if you're enjoying the save, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. Casey Palmer can't really play it wide. We can apparently play at left mid. Okay. And then Scott's a cam who can play at right mid. Ah, James, there we go. So let's do that then. There you go, that'll work nicely. Good. Right, everybody where they should be for Bristol City. Everybody where they should be for me. Let's go and play a game of football. You did, of course, see their formation and actually some of the, all of the starting ratings in that previous screen. But just to run through it for you in a little bit more detail. Daniel Bentley in goal for Bristol City. Zach Viner, Rob Atkinson and Taylor Moore at the back in their 3-1-4-2, which is a formation we played against with Hull last season. Joe Williams at CDM. Alex Scott on the right. Tyreek Backinson, Matty James, Elijah oh, that's weird. It's taking me up there first. Casey Palmer on the left, then with Elijah Adebayo, who's very good up top, alongside Antoine Semenyo, who at 78 rated will be very good too. It's actually a very strong 11, isn't it? Only Matty James is the real weak link there. This might be a pretty even tie. They're not that far behind us in the league, Bristol City. We do, of course, have the league's top goal scorer, though, with a certain Mr. Joey Ironside. How he's still going at the top end of the scoring charts in Season 4 in a higher division is beyond me, really. I certainly didn't expect Joey to have as much of an impact on this save as he has done. I've been absolutely thrilled, however, that he has had such a big impact on the save. Our top goal scorer every single season, and does look like he's set to replicate that here in Season 4 as well. Lancaster will look for him here, and I'll turn and look for support. I will try and be composed in our build-up. You've run offside there. Thank you, Scotty Twine. Of course, still utilising him in a slightly further forward left wing role to try and get a little bit more out of him, which I feel like we did in the last episode. Felt like he was more involved in the forward play. And with them having a narrow 3, hopefully we can make use of that extra space. That was meant for Elijah Stone, but unfortunately played it to the wrong man. So we shall cut at 0-0. Here's Daniel. No, Jack. I keep calling him Daniel Rodoni. I don't know. I think I'm thinking of Daniel Rugani. And for some reason, my brain just defaults to say Daniel. Not very good with names, am I? George and Harry Chapman. Daniel and Jack Rodoni. I don't know. Honestly, I don't understand my brain at times. Elijah Stone into Joey Ironside. We won't get his name wrong. Unfortunately, though, he gets out-muscled and we won't have the chance to score the goal. Semenyo will come forward. Was expecting him to go out wide there. He dummied it and it worked well. Tyreek Backinson around the outside to Alex Scott. Teddy Cole's trying to close him down and out-muscle him. He can close him down, but he can't out-muscle him. And it's a good delivery too. And Casey Palmer with the acrobatic effort. Casey Palmer, a player we had at Cambridge United in the Football Manager save we're doing. Although we have since sold him on to Burton Albion. I've now lost possession here, and Elijah Adebayo is going to be very, very dangerous throughout the entirety of this game. Got Casey Palmer in space on the left again. They've gone for him for a second time, but Michael Gwilt gets there. I've not quite had my passing on points so far in this first game of the day, but hopefully I can find my feet quicker than yesterday. Or was it the day before? I think it was the day before. I was actually pretty rubbish. Bristol City will come away again. Can't really do anything against them offensively so far, but they've not really drawn the keeper into too much action themselves. So for now, bit of a dead heat, he says, as they might be about to go 1-0 up. Nope. Yes. Bollocks. 1-0 Bristol City. Elijah Stone out to Lancaster. Ooh, we might be in trouble here. It's just a yellow for Semenyo. That was dangerous. It was Casey Palmer, actually. I thought it was Semenyo. Twine finds Rudoni. Oh, brilliant save. Can we win the second header? No. Get to this first. Oh, I thought Rudoni was about to fire us back level immediately. Stone will look around the corner for Lancaster. Joey Ironside is in the middle, as is... Oh, the opportunity for a terrible cross. Actually, we'll get the corner because they've ballsed it up. Elijah Stone will deliver. Keeper doesn't come. Can we get to that with Chapman? No. It'll fall to Lancaster, though, whose first touch is good enough to ride the challenge. Second touch is good enough to draw a save from the keeper, but it'll be 1-0 Bristol City at half-time. And there's Rudoni. Back to Chapman, and Joey's found himself some space. And Joey will look for Scott Twine, who draws a good save out of Bentley, who's going to get up and get to the loose ball as well as Joey Ironside nuts him. Oh, good effort by Twine, that. Good ball forward to Semenyo. That. Casey Palmer. Nope. Josh. Oh, I thought Josh Key was going to intercept that. Gwilt does intercept that. Okay. Starting off with a bit of end-to-end action as we really ended the first half, to be fair. Stone into Lancaster. He's turned inside nicely to beat the man. Looking for the man in the middle. Ironside finds Rudoni. He missed earlier on. He buries it this time. That goal's been coming from... Since Bristol City scored their goal, it's been wave after wave of Amber attack. And that Amber attack finally pays off. 1-1. Adebayo just dummied there. He's played in here. Adebayo, he's got the option to pass it. Which he does do. Backinson can get it back to him. Backinson to Scott. We should win this header. We haven't. But it's straight at the keeper, thankfully. They're trying some aerial balls at the minute, Bristol City. Not really working for them. That was certainly not meant to go to Rodoni. It was only meant to go to Stone, but we've kept possession, so I won't complain too much. Teddy Coles will come back to Chapman here. Coles' passing's been a little bit dodgy recently. Scott Twine looking for Joey, who's in the box. Oh, we very nearly have turned it around. Joey Ironside couldn't have come much closer to getting us a second goal. Chapman slightly overrun it, but Twine gets it back to him. And lovely ball round the corner here to Teddy Coles, who'll stand it up. Oh, anywhere but there, Jack. Anywhere but there. Brilliant volley. Hit so cleanly, but frustratingly straight at the keeper. Just manages to react in time to get it over the top of the bar. They're making changes. I haven't made any yet. O'Dowda is on for Casey Palmer out wide. Callum O'Dowda, and George Chapman has headed that over the top of the bar. We might make a change, actually. It might be Chapman that comes off for Aaron Morley. And I am going to make a change as well to bring Ollie Burke on out wide for Scott Twine. Other than that, We won't change formation or any further playing staff. It's 1-1 still, but 15 minutes is certainly enough time to try and grab another goal. And that wave and wave of Amber attack that kept coming after they scored their goal has continued to crash down on the Bristol City backline since we scored ours. But it's Bristol City that come close to scoring the next. And Michael Cooper might have cracked his back there on the post. He certainly hit it with some force. Cross to come in from Alex Scott. It's not bad, you know. The defender was backing away from it, but Ollie Burke does eventually bring it down and will come away with possession. Just make sure we keep it for the time being. No point playing any risky passes. Jack could get away down the line, but we won't find him yet. Stone into Ironside and across to Rodoni, our goal scorer and nearly second goal scorer too. Teddy Coles right down the line, whipped in. Oh, it wouldn't lock on with Joey Ironside, who probably could have gotten to it had he tried. Now here come Bristol City again. This whole game has been very end-to-end, particularly even fixture between, to be fair, particularly even teams. We said at the beginning that their 11 was pretty highly rated comparatively to ours. It's pretty even. No! Keeper should have got to that, I think. It's a good header from Semenyo, and it looks like Bristol City are going to take the 3 points. He's been dominating me in the air, Semenyo, all game long. He's been winning a lot of headers. It's just that so far, they've all been pretty tame, straight at Cooper. This time he finds the corner, and it's right at the right time as well for the home fans. Sorry, the away fans. We're at home, aren't we? Of course, them playing in red threw me there for a moment. I want to see a replay of it if we can. I don't know whether the keeper should have done better. Teddy Cole spun well, stood up. Could a defender have gotten to that? Maybe, but I don't know whether Cooper could have gotten to that. Was well placed with decent power. Good angle for it. Could the keeper have gotten to that? Is quite a way. I mean, maybe he could have gotten to that. I don't know. It's a good header nonetheless. And it looks like Bristol City are going to take the 3 points here. With 3 wins from our last 4, it's now going to be 3 wins from our last 5. And annoyingly, those 2 games that weren't wins weren't draws either. So it's going to be a point dropped here, you feel, on the balance of play. Certainly we could consider ourselves value for a point, but it will be none that we get trying to close that gap on the playoffs. That's overhit, but we won't do it. We will stay 7 points behind Swansea in 6th as we lose at home to Bristol City, and we will have to be better against Coventry, who will also have been playing their game in hand today, you would imagine. 7 shots to their 8. They have played it. They've won it against Preston, which means that they are uncatchable for us above us as well, I believe. They were 1 point clear of us prior to that fixture, I think. And indeed they were. They were on 30. They're now on 33. So actually, even if we win our next game and those above us lose, we can't move any higher. But it's all about closing the gaps on those above. 77 to 94 potential for John Kendrick still has me curious. I want to know exactly where he's playing first before we commit, though. I'm certainly really, ideally, only looking for players that have their values in the millions, or players that are going to be with a position change in the late 60s at the very least. Doesn't look like we're seeing any of those at present, nor do we really have much money to be able to bring any in. 5'6", I'm going to say no to him. Probably be a central midfielder and not that good. Now, I would love a goalkeeper in the millions if we can, but I don't know if we're going to get that lucky, unfortunately. We've not had much from Germany so far. Sasha Schmidt is $1 million, so we'll call him up. He's 6'6" as well. We'll adjust the budgets and call him up and have a quick look at him just to see what he's all about. Do have a couple of other German goalkeepers. He's 64 rated. Okay, that's good news. Good reactions already as well. 72 reflexes, 75 kicking too. Now, if that positioning can shoot up rather sharpish, then we 1-star skills, 1-star weak foot. Are you sure? We could get some decent growth out of this guy at 6'6" as well. He's going to be absolutely massive. Try and get him some loan football next season, perhaps, and try and continue to grow everybody else that's here. Elliot Abbott, I could perhaps call up and try and get some loan football in January, but I don't know whether anyone would actually be interested in him. Wait and see what he looks like when he's finished his growth to, or position change to Cam. Up next for us is our home game again, this time against Coventry City. Coventry, a team that I always used to associate with Premier League football when I was growing up, but they are Championship in this save here now. Simon Moore in goal for them. Dabo at right back. George Burrows at centre back alongside Josh Paschke, Michael Rose and Jake Bidwell. It's not the strongest of backlines, but moving forward, they are good. 79 rated Gustavo Hamer, 77 rated Ben Sheaf, Gurkhan Toure is aging now at 69, but 73 rated Tyler Walker and 80 rated Callum O'Hare on the left-hand side, who's a player we had on loan in the last RTG with Cambridge. We did a couple of years ago. Had him on loan from West Ham, I think, at the time. I might be mistaken there. They do have a 77 rated Ian Martson, 77 rated Gyökeres on the bench, as well as a couple of other mid-70s players or early 70s players. Rory Reeves, I'm not sure what position he plays actually off the top of my head, because he's a regen, so I don't know. Can't really use past previous experience there, can I? But let's see what we can do then at home against Coventry. We are hoping to get back to winning ways here, because it would be a great opportunity to close in on one of the sides above us. And I don't want to become cut adrift from the playoffs too soon in this save. I'd like to at least keep up the challenge till like the February-March time if we're not to make it. Although obviously it would be great to keep up the challenge with the playoffs all the way to the end of the season. Stone out wide there to Lancaster. Joey's pointing where he wants it. Played slightly behind him. But we'll get it into Jack again. I'm going to have to slow up here, I think. Oh, he's gone for me there. He did catch me. But advantage played, and unfortunately, advantage not really very well taken. Whose arm did that hit? It might have been theirs. I think it was. Jesus Christ. Chapman just couldn't keep the ball there, could he? To save his life. 3 or 4 attempts to take a first touch. Outmuscled and arguably failed each and every time. Just throughout my advantage period. And then I lost the ball. O'Hare in the box here, pulling it back. Walker has Hamer. Draws the save out of Cooper. Their second highest rated player, Hamer, of course, at 79. Corners come in from that far side. And Coventry will look for an early 1-0 lead, which I'm not going to jinx myself again. Which they won't get. Nicely played out to Callum O'Hare. Oh, he's crossed in well as well, but Doyle does brilliantly to get to it and knock it down. I guess we'll play that inside there to Rudoni. He's gone again, Jack. Jack to Jack. Will it lead to a goal? We've certainly got a number of players forward here. And he'll find Rudoni. Just couldn't have a close enough control on his first touch to ensure that he could find a teammate or get a shot away. That was a really good counter-attack opportunity, that. And we've ballsed it up by just not being decisive enough, quickly enough, and not having a good enough first touch. And the man that had the ball played into him. Here's Sheaf. Out wide to O'Hare, who is their go-to, it seems, creatively, Coventry. The ball keeps coming towards him. Walker's bounced off one defender. That's going to be 1-0 Coventry, isn't it? Doyle, I went to tackle him, and he's just bounced off him. That's not gone well there, has it? I tried to close him down, and he's... 1-0 Coventry. Stone to Teddy Coles. Rudoni's there calling for it. And he'll get it eventually. You know, it went via Joey Ironside. You see the way that Coventry narrowed up here. Rudoni with some good touches to get away this time. Oh, Joey made the wrong run. I needed Ironside to kind of come towards me there. Make a run into the channel I was facing, not the channel the other side. Rudoni's backed away. Lancaster could be played in here. Turn it back onto his left. Stand it up into the middle. And there was Joey Ironside, but not found. Chapman wins it well, though. Twine. Oh, I was just playing the pass there and Dabo has stepped in and gotten a touch in just at the right time to ensure I can't square that to a teammate. I'm trying to be patient in my offensive play here against a number of Coventry defenders, but it's not working that well. They are the better team here, Coventry, and looking like, to this point, we're not really going to be able to find a way through. This could genuinely end 1-0, but we shall continue to try and find an equaliser. We could against Bristol City. I hope we can against Coventry. Coles to Chapman. Okay, that was supposed to be a switch, but never mind. Brought a defender or a midfielder across. Josh Key to Lancaster. Key's going to go again, but actually will come centrally and then go out to him. And that's really well worked. There's so many Coventry defenders back here. I've got no choice but to go back to Elijah Stone. Oh, I tried to turn and feed it through. Just ballsed it up. Coventry defending so very well in this game so far. But I'd much rather struggle to break down a 5-back than easily break on a formation and a team that just unnecessarily, unrealistically press and force simple counter-attack goals. I'd rather lose like this than win like that, if you know what I mean. Hamer. Good save by Cooper. We very nearly set ourselves up to definitely lose like that there, if that had been a second. Stone will look for Rudoni again. We'll use Teddy Coles first, who should get to this before it goes out of play. There's Chapman in the middle. Twine's just run offside, so I have to delay a little bit. And Rodoni. Now Ironside's run offside. He's back on here, though. There's so many defenders back, as you can see. We'll find Lancaster. His cross is actually decent. Rudoni's up. Pask heads it behind for a corner. Let's see what we can do from the set piece, then. They're making a change as Walker goes off them. So a change up top at striker as Gyökeres comes on in his place. We'll look there for Joey. Keeper's going to come, and keeper will get to it. Half an hour played. Still looking for a real genuine chance to score a goal. We didn't have any shots in the first half. And to be fair, we haven't really done much in the second either. Because my passing and chance creation hasn't been good enough. Case in point, Coventry's has. Gyökeres across to Callum O'Hare. Sheaf is still only one. All I need is that half chance. All I need is that half chance. And I feel like we'll take it. We get it now. Rudoni looking for Twine, who's getting in behind. Joey's in the middle. I'll cross it early looking for him. Certainly won't find him. I've got support back here, though. Rudoni finds Joey. Elijah Stone on his left. Will it fall for me? It won't. Oh, it's not to be here. Just as it wasn't to be against Bristol City. Or is it? Is it? Muzzy, is it? Twine, tuck this back. Rudoni again. Joey finds. Yes! Himself just onside. You thought Bristol City scored late. How's 10 seconds left in the game to go for you? Joey Ironside equalises at the death. Literally, we are about to die. Proper deathbed stuff. But an equalising goal, and I thought he was offside when I played the pass, but he must have just been on. The defender tried desperately to get there, but he couldn't quite do it. Joey with a good turn to get it onto his favoured side and slammed into the top corner. Cambridge 1, Coventry 1. We will get a point. His 13th goal of the league season is enough to earn us a point against Coventry. A point that I don't really feel like I deserved. The results probably should have been the other way around. I probably deserved to lose against Coventry but got a point. Deserved to get a point against Bristol City but lost. Never mind. We'll hope that we can get a win in our simmed game next, which is midweek, of course, against Birmingham. And then from there, my manager rating now 99. From there, we shall try and get a dub against Stoke as well. I'll wait to go to team management. I've actually to try and change some players around. I've annoyingly. Oh no, I didn't want to do that either. Oh, this is not going very well at all, is it? Let's jump to result. Oh, we lost 2-1. Andrews, Pedersen, and Stone with the goals. Well, none of that went according to plan, although I did intend on simming it. I wanted to go and change some of my players before I did. That's annoying. I just kind of fumbled my way through that, didn't I? Right. Stoke City on the way next then. Stoke that are 14th and within 3 points of us, so could catch us up. What's goal difference like? All 3 of us, 4 of us there on 0 goal difference. We've scored 30 and 22. We've look at that, look. 28 and 28, 29 and 29, 30 and 30. Bristol City letting the team down with 32 and 32. How dare they? We're on 30 points though, and we're still only 2 points off 9th, which is where we were. Lloyd Jones is saying he wants to play this next game. I've said to him, you'll get your chance. He definitely won't, unfortunately. But away from home against Stoke, I will rotate a little bit now. Rudoni out for Chapman, and we'll bring Morley in. We'll focus on Morley. And Twine will come out for Ollie Burke. Other than that, I think we'll leave it as is. And we'll go for broke away from home at the Stoke City Stadium. Stoke still stuck in the Championship. Haven't been able to get themselves back to the Premier League. And they say they've got Jack Bonham in goal. Tommy Smith, Ben Wilmot and Lloyd Kelly alongside Harry Souttar and Alfie Doherty. Or Doty. Doty or Doherty? Probably Doty. Not sure off the top of my head. Lewis Baker in the midfield, former Chelsea man. They've got Etebo in the midfield alongside Sam Klukas as well. Benik Afobe, 68 rated Benik Afobe up top alongside Jacob Brown. Hello, Harv. How are you, mate? Harvey Nibbs on the bench. I wonder if he'll come on off the bench for them. DiMaggio Wright-Phillips on the bench for them as well. 78 rated Tyrese Campbell alongside Alan Campbell too. Josh Tyman. They've certainly got options off the bench, haven't they? Some quite highly rated options off the bench. You saw the way that I changed my team around before we jumped in. So, let's do some jumping in. for promotion to the Premier League. Thankfully, we've won that back there. Lewis Baker absolutely went for me there. Look at the way Stoke are pressing. That could cause some problems later in the game. Ollie Burke in there to George Chapman. Oh, I tried to look for Joey. He was making a great run. Benik turns nicely, and his players in the middle got themselves back on side. Benik is going to look for support and has it here from Smith. And Baker finds Etebo. It's going to find its way through to Brown, isn't it? Jacob plays the 1-2 with Lewis Baker. No! Oh, I wasn't sure what was going to happen there, but Cooper reacted enough to be able to get there. I think Teddy Coles might just have cleared it, but couldn't have been certain. In there to Etebo and Clucas to Brown to Afobe to Baker. I don't like the way this is building at all. There's the through ball that I was waiting for, hoping that we can cut stuff out. Doyle gets rid. Anywhere will do for me in that moment. Corner for Stoke. Lewis Baker. Whipped well. Ollie Burke is up. Oh my God, what a header from Kelly. Jesus. Dominated Ollie Burke there, who's no slouch in the air. Chapman's won that, but rather acrobatically and not very convincingly. Baker will stand it up again. Can Gwilt get to this? He can't. Sutar wins the header because he's about 1,000 feet tall. Thankfully, he's headed it wide. Etebo. Clucas. Oh, I thought I could get there with the defender. We have gotten there with the second defender. Chapman will look for Joey. Ollie Burke's going to run. Oh, it's meant for Ollie Burke. Bollocks. Coles. Back to Joey. Opens up for Chapman. Could open up even more for Elijah Stone. Surely 1-0 Cambridge now. Brilliantly put together. It's about time we did something like that. Cambridge 1, Stoke 0. We take ourselves a 1-0 advantage, and hopefully it will take us to at least half-time, if not the end of the game. The first time that we've actually gone in front today. Behind, then level, then behind again against Bristol City. Behind and then level again against Coventry. 2 goals down against Birmingham and pulled 1 back. For the first time, we take the lead in a game of today's 4. 5 minutes till half-time. Really pleased with that. Elijah Stone bursting forward and buries nicely. Lewis Baker at the beginning of the half for Stoke. Into, yeah, it happened. Harvey Nibbs came on at the break for Benik Afobe. And Harvey's going to try and bring his current team back level against his former team. Oh, it nearly fell perfectly. Well, it did fall perfectly for him. But he just couldn't quite turn it home. Harvey Nibbs in the end wasn't quite good enough for us to take us to the next level. So we moved him on. Kelly gets on the end of that, but that's out for a goal kick. It would have been written in the stars for him to come on and within 5 minutes equalise for Stoke against Cambridge United. I'm very, very glad that that didn't happen. We've still got 3 games left in the month of December before we reach the January transfer window, so there's plenty yet to come this season. Lancaster played in around the corner. Back on his left if we can. Josh Key will deliver a cross. He took an extra touch in there, which slowed him up, which was annoying. We'll work it on the floor to Lancaster, though. And you see Morley and Stone on the edge of the box. Stone with a shot, well blocked. Cleared away. I thought I had enough space there to get the shot off and for it not to be blocked. Lancaster will tuck that back to Morley. Morley will look for Ironside. Ironside will get it out looking for Ollie Burke. Ollie Burke looks to whip it, but he's put it over the top of the bar. Still just the 1-0. Conde's off the bench for me with Chapman going off and Elijah Stone being moved forward into the cam role. Players getting forward in support, but just as he did too much for us, Harvey Nibbs failing to find the right pass. Oh, Joey's in. His touch is excellent. He's away from Sutar. Top save by the keeper. Oh, I was certain Joey was going to bury that, even though it was on his left. That had to be 2. If we don't win this game now, then we can't look any further than that opportunity being the reason why we don't. Conde out to Lancaster. And inside to Conde again. And Joey, we use Stone and then go to Jack. A second to kill it off. A second to kill it off. Got a pass to a teammate though to do that. Well in, Doyle. Done brilliantly there. He's about to come off as well, actually. Mr. Doyle. Joey, is he fouled there? I mean, he stumbled. He was certainly knocked off balance. I don't know whether that's a foul or not. Nice ball over the top, but Doyle again in the way. Keane Bryan is coming on, but to be fair, the ball doesn't look like it's going to go out of play in the final few minutes, so he might not get the chance to actually impact the game off the bench. Keane Bryan Got Ben Warman set to come on as well. Heavy touch by Teddy Coles, but thankfully there was no Stoke man there to take it away from him, and we've worked that about nicely. Lancaster out wide, can't slot him in. Have we done enough, though, to waste enough time on trying to put the pressure on here to force them backwards? Oh, we nearly forced a mistake. Surely the referee will blow us a full-time whistle now, and indeed he does. We do get victory today. We do get a victory today. We've had a mixture of all results, haven't we? 2 defeats, a draw and a win. 4 points from today's 4 games. I don't know whether I'm happy with that or not. With Coventry being around us, Bristol City and Stoke being, well, at the time behind us and or around us. I guess 4 points is a decent haul. We've still won more than we've lost, with 6 draws in there too. We are now 7 points off the playoffs, and at the halfway stage, 23 of 46 games played, and we are 10th. It's good. For our first season at this level, it is good. 64 rated Cam. Elliot Abbott hasn't really jumped, as I hoped he would do there. Let's go for Dynamo or attacking midfield. I'll go attacking midfielder to improve his passing first. Then maybe we'll go Dynamo next to improve his dribbling after that. I don't know if he's actually going to be able to be involved. It wasn't an easy decision, Lloyd. It kind of was. You've finished looking in Germany for players now, have you? Okay, well, to be honest, I'm not really utilising my main scouts. That's where you guys come in any given save. Right, well, that will do us for today. Tomorrow, Cardiff away, Derby at home, and Middlesbrough away at the Riverside before the January transfer window arrives, where mainly we'll be doing contract business. But who knows what will happen. We might get some bids for players. We have had some interesting players previously. We are having a decent season, so I'd like to think I can kind of hold on to most of my players, but it depends who comes in for them. That will be all for today, though. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. As ever, please make sure you subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on any more. And, of course, as ever, there will be another one tomorrow. I'll see you then.